What is the most porn logic thing you've witnessed? Caught the GF touching herself and instead of asking for help she told me to leave. God damn. My brother was propositioned on the street. Van pulled up to the bus stop and a guy got out and started talking to him. After a few minutes the guy asked him if he would have liked to have sex with the woman in the van, whilst he watched. He'd be paid for his time if that helped seal the deal. He decided he liked his kidneys too much and declined edit. I've just double-checked the story and apparently the guy was looking for a threesome first. When he said he wasn't interested the guy said he'd just watch if that was preferable. Bro still wasn't interested so the cash was offered. I ain't gonna fall for that again. I only got one kidney left, ya know. Had one-to-one lesson with my teacher in university. All other students didn't come. Only then I realized, life isn't a porn movie. The main thing was that you came. I was a junior nurse working a mental health rotation in a young adult unit. Went to give this 20-something-year-old girl her meds and she says, I don't want that. I want your vitamin D. Get naked in my room and I won't tell. That's always an awkward one. I was a therapist for the British Army for a few years, and, while it wasn't common, occasions did come up where servicewomen or partners of servicemen who were having mental health issues would proposition me like that. You have to bear in mind that it's not because they found me physically attractive. Trust me, I'm not. They just found me attractive because they were unwell and I was a source of comfort and care they might be craving and not receiving, as per my job. Best way to handle it is to tell them you're flattered that they like you, but it's not appropriate, then never mention it again. It's not unusual for people with mental health or trauma problems to become hypersexual. You have to be prepared for that in that kind of job. It's usually fleeting if it happens, and they'll lose interest in the topic if you just shut it down and move on calmly and politely. Going through with what they're asking would be criminal, and tantamount to rape, and seen as rape by law in most places. It's just as wrong to engage in that kind of thing with someone who is mentally unwell as it is to do so with someone who is drunk, drugged. Doubly so when they're a patient of yours and placing trust in you to help them. You could insure the lemon tree and use it as a collateral to get loaned from the bank. I highly advise it. You never know when those damn lemon-stealing whores will steal your lemons. Less porn logic than just actual public sex. Walking around a city I didn't know my way around, I found myself standing outside a loading dock. The girl was standing on the loading bay, her panties down around her ankles, and the guy was down in the recessed area where the truck would back into, his face buried between her legs, eating her out. She saw me, made a sound, he looked around. I gave them the thumbs up and continued on my way to finding the bar my friends were at. That's pretty impressive way of handling it actually. Didn't make it awkward and just carried on your way. Before my wife and I got together, she had a friend pull the naked man on her and it worked to get her in a threesome with him and his GF. Just how? Was sitting in a park drinking couple beers with friends, then some random drunk girls walk up to us and we get talking, except for one. She just whispered 2 sentences to one of my friends, and they go behind the bushes and she starts blowing him. I would feel so sad for not being picked. This isn't a beach, this is a bathtub asterisk. I've seen the SFM animation for the audio, it's hilarious. Worked at a massage shop for a little bit and apparently there's girls who do jack off customers to get a tip and got told by a close relative that is a massage therapist. That worked in a lot of massage parlors that a lot of the other people they've worked with do stuff like that as well. And to this day I'm baffled, and they have a fucking sign that says, "This is a massage center, we do not exchange sexual favors." Had a friend go for a massage and get offered a happy ending. Turned down the masseuse, who promptly turned right around and said, "You're a pretty handsome guy, have you considered this line of work?" I know a lady who's looking for guys to work at her shady massage parlor. Shortly after I had broken up with my girlfriend of 13 years she walked in on me masturbating. I was kinda dumbfounded, because we weren't living together anymore. But she did still have a spare key. Anyway, I was sitting there, dick in hand, slightly embarrassed thinking about how to handle the situation when she says, "Let me help you with that," and proceeded to suck me off. Man, I miss that woman. Why did you break up if you don't mind me asking? Since she seemed to still like you and you seem to still like her. ITT. 2 types of people: people who witnessed porn logic in real life, people listing their favorite porn tropes. I think OP only wanted the former. I don't want to get into detail. But there was hay on the ground and she asked me why I had a mask on. That's cool and all. Aber warum liegt hier eigentlich Strohrum? I have gotten laid twice delivering pizza. And flashing your tits is an acceptable tip. Stepsister getting stuck everywhere. Stepsister gets stuck under the rug because apparently she is mentally brain dead. I was in Rome in a tourist group and an Italian man approached one of the girls in my group and said to her, "Hey, wanna have sex?" And one of the guys in my group responded cheerfully, "When in Rome." I got propositioned a couple times like that in Italy. Apparently American women are seen as being much easier than Italian women. Was invited to a night party at a high-rise near the Space Needle. It was popping off. Wanted to go to my car. For some reason, my friend and his GF thought the mirrored elevator was a good place to jam. Wrong. Doors open. People staring at you as non-porn at that point. I was working as a pizza delivery driver. A beautiful woman answered the door wrapped in a sheet, held up by being tucked under her armpits. When I handed her the pizza, she reached out to take it with both arms, dropping the sheet. She was 100% naked. She waked back inside, door still open, put the pizza on the table and invited me in. I wanted to keep my job, and my girlfriend, so I politely declined. Hotel receptionist walks in on you having sex with your girl and offers you drinks when you check out. That experience will remain in my head rent-free, forever. A guy picked up a bunk bed with his penis to free 2 women that were trapped under it. You've witnessed this? Was in my McDonald's uniform, bright turquoise. Having a cigarette and this 9/10 goth chick comes up to me, asks for a light, then covered my eyes with her hand. I asked what she was up to and she replied, "I just wanted to see if I'd still fuck you without your beautiful eyes." I asked for the conclusion and she just responded, "Definitely." So I went back into work, clocked out, and went and fucked my brains out for the next 3 days. Greater than, I just wanted to see if I'd still fuck you without your beautiful eyes. Meanwhile back in college a girl backed away from me because, according to her, I had creepy eyes, was a sign I needed to at least try fixing my appearance to compensate for my resting bitch sex offender face. A woman offered to pay me for sex. Sue, did you do it? I almost had sex with my plumber but ended up rejecting him because I didn't like the way he texted. Was it like, "Tonight I would love to unquug poos. UWU gonna bay C wiener tune a sewer pipe uns I am dune WIHU. UWU. Beautiful woman sunbathing by the pool. Pool boy comes by to clean the pool. Beautiful woman can't put sunscreen on her own back. Pool boy is there anyway so she asks him to help with the sunscreen. Hilarity ensues. Completely 100% logical. Female friend told me she needed to rest in my bed before going home. I said cool. Went to my house, she got in bed, I put on PlayStation. 20 minutes later a voice from behind me asks what I'm doing. I'm like, killing people, what does it look like? And she says, well I'm masturbating and need some help. I still remember the game and the level. Medal of Honor on PS3, and it was the action set piece where the guys are running down the hill towards your gun emplacement. I hit pause quite fast. We saw each other for a couple months. Thing is, it's not even the first time a girl has seduced me with masturbation. I mean it's about the most subtle hint that I would actually understand. To be fair, in hindsight, the resting in bed was likely her "I intend to fuck you tonight" signal that was missed. Woman needing to spend the night, for some reason, at my house? Nothing suspicious. Woman asking me to keep her company? Sure, I'm sure she just wants to be safe. Woman wearing loose-fitting clothing and wants to get into something more comfortable? I'm sure there's some nice pajama pants she has. Absolutely fucking hopeless, we are. I fingered my GF in the car, so then she suggested, roadhead? And I was like, fuck yeah. We were doing 90 on the I-10 through Arizona. It was amazing. She really should have kept her eyes on the road. My stepsister got stuck in the washer so I went for it, man shrugging. You fucked the dryer? Ass to mouth. You never go ass to mouth. Dante, you're not even supposed to be here today. I used to shave my pubes into an arrow, mentioned it to a girl. With the explanation of, it's not to help find it, but so you know where to go, she asked to see. BJ in the sound control room of the comedy club. Hey, we found Joe Rogan's secret Reddit account. Ooh, are you in for a treat? This one is pretty famous in Germany because it's so utterly stupid. So, this guy in a balaclava and a skimpily clothed girl walk into a basement that has straw all over the floor. The guy is an electrician who is supposed to take a look at the electricity meter. He then asks, "Hey, why is there straw lying around?" She answers, "Why are you wearing a mask?" To which he replies, "Well, suck my dick." Then she then gets on her knees and does the deed. It went viral on YouTube here years ago and basically everybody who is on the internet knows it. Laughing face. I don't know why, but every time I am reminded of that I just imagine him wearing one of those horse masks. Looks absolutely hilarious in my mind. Went to change my ex's door lock, about 1 year post-breakup, because her former roommate had let herself in uninvited. One thing led to another. Well, you catch my drift. Edit. No, her former roommate was not still there. Yes, I do wish she had been. I was about 17 and my car got a flat tire. This was before cell phones were commonplace, and I was near a neighborhood. So I walked to the neighborhood of townhouses and rang the doorbell on the first 2 houses. On the third, a cute girl roughly my own age answered the door in her underwear. I was kinda dumbstruck, but told her what happened and asked to use the phone to call my parents. She let me in and I called them. Not long after she came back from whatever room she disappeared to in gym clothes, and said she had to leave, otherwise I'd be welcome to stay. I said thanks and left to go back to my car. I'm not sure how porn logic this was, but at school the next day my friends were totally pointing out what a porn situation this was. Ever since then, whenever I've driven by that neighborhood, I'll think about Underwear Girl. And my lack of porn logic. People who steal lemons. They certainly aren't whores and don't want to give me fellatio. A woman to me. Thanks for the dick in my mouth me. You're welcome, _ Is your name Maui perchance? Serious. 20 years ago, I was doing community theater. A woman on the production crew seemed to have a thing for me. At our final show party, she cornered me and told me the shorts I was wearing made it look like I had a big cock. This girl was hot. But I had a girlfriend at the time. I thanked her for her compliment, but had to politely decline. So do you have a big cock? Checked into a hotel after work. I got to the room and opened it with the card key. Toss my bag aside, put my wallet, watch, and keys on the bar, and start unbuttoning my shirt. I see a couple on the bed. They were just getting started. I turn away, apologize, and quickly explain I got assigned this room. As I was grabbing my bag, they said it was okay, and they weren't angry. As I left, I said I hope I didn't ruin everything. Laughter. They waved at me from a distance at the breakfast buffet the next day. I was once a door-to-door salesman for an electrical supply company in Italy when I was 18. We start the day and start going around ringing doorbells when this woman in a robe opens the door. Kind of like a cougar but not that hot. I start doing my piece, explaining the different promos and prices when she goes, "You know, usually I get discounts from handsome men." AMD me Bane the horny. Freshly came into the adult world, naive 18-year-old that I smiled and blushed and said that I didn't have the power to give discounts on this stuff. So she grabs my knee and goes, "Well, that's not a problem. I can get my own discount if you want." And I didn't know what to do. She was like 30 years older than me. So I made up a fake phone call. AMD ran away. I was so embarrassed, but now I kinda regret it. Well, the day goes by. AMD I can't stop thinking about that woman. So when I get home I tell this story to my dad and he kinda gets mad at me because I lost the perfect occasion. So he told me to follow him to our garage because he wanted to show me something. And when we get there he pulls out this old box full of old Polaroids. So he starts handing them to me one by one, showing me how many women he slept with in his prime years before getting married. After about 50 photos, I turn around and I see him standing tall behind me, with one of his arms up in the air, and that's when he started beating the shit out of me with jumper cables. Well, that took a turn. IDK if this counts, but my ex used to passive-aggressively masturbate in front of me when I didn't want to have sex. Also sometimes when I'm drunk and horny at a bar with my S. Oh, I take off my underwear in the bathroom, then I put it in their pocket so that they will fuck my brains out when we get home. When I was 19, 2 men came to my house to deliver my mother's new bed. I was home alone and directed them to the bedroom to do their thing. Before leaving, one of them propositioned me. 19 Yomi did not know how to handle it well, blushed profusely, and told him I did not think that was a good idea. He dropped it and left with his coworker like a decent human being should.
Thank you so much for watching and have a good day.